Hello, welcome back to our MekHQ playthrough, Raven Acquisitions. In the last episode, we had a nice battle, and we started doing some repairs on our equipment. And as I said, I did the repairs off screen, and we've run up against an armor shortage. We have a lot of armor on order, on the way, but not enough to actually re-equip or repair our mechs anyway. We've also had a mission pop up. I can't remember if this was here at the end of the last episode or if it popped up while I was doing the repairs, but that we have a heavy recon evasion, which means what do we have to do? Delta Lance, that would be our recon lance. Yep, so recon lance has to evade for 12 turns. It's a hot jungle, and it's a pretty big map, so we should be able to do that no problem. For now, we're going to advance the day a little bit here. I'm just looking through, it's been a couple days since I recorded. Just checking the log real quick. Nothing really. Okay. So let's advance the day. We've got armor on the way. There'll be a little bit here in 19 days, and then a little bit here in 13 days. We're still short on what we need. Doesn't help us right now. Did any arrive? Personnel market updated. Medic, we don't really need any more medics. So we're going to close that out and go forward today. This will bring us to a whole new month. Employee check, turnover check. Anyone want to leave? Potentially, but we're going to target number 1. It looks like we're going to hang on to most of them, all of them. Let's see here. Our employer's offering us a delivery. Hopefully there'll be some armor in this delivery. So we'll accept, and we're going to ask for armor. Reduces the size by 25%, but gets us armor immediately. 400 points of armor, worth 250,000. We're only paying 187. No ground gained. Enemy retreated. So I think we ended up getting a little bit of armor. I think it gives us like a few tons worth. Issue awards. Let's see here. So we got a new mission pop up as well. Let's see, maybe special event treachery. Next enemy morale roll gets a +1. Employer minor breach. So we got a little bit of cargo. Should be enough to repair our mechs at least. There we go. So we'll mass repair, select our active units, and go. Oh, hang on. I need to assign, I don't know if I did it last time around or not. Yeah, I need to assign a technician to the awesome. So we'll give them a regular tech, just so they're not losing quality while we're doing all this stuff. And then is this today or tomorrow that this mission here? It is tomorrow. Heavy recon sets Delta Lance. So I have to deploy Delta Lance in here because that is the one they're asking for. And then we have this breakthrough mission. It's a turning point. We have to break through the enemy lines and reach the far side of the engagement zone. 50% of our forces. What are we doing that with? Charlie Lance? No, Ostrock? I don't get it. Charlie Lance. I don't know. We'll figure it out when we get there. But we basically just have to bust through a city that has a pretty big defense, 10,000 battle value. Or we can destroy 50% of the enemy forces. So let's go ahead and go to tomorrow. Check the command center here. Various ammunition has arrived. Armor has arrived. We can replace this jump jet here. No problem. We can... We're short a little bit of armor. Let's just mass. I don't know. Let's use an elite technician for this. And that's that. So we do have the Lance is pretty much up and running except for the Grand Dragon. And the Battlemaster's still out of business for quite a while. So is this Awesome. And this Grasshopper is good to go. It's just missing some armor on its left leg. It needs 26 points of armor, which I think means the entire leg. Luckily, we're not using that in this battle. So off we go to a recon evasion. Commence the drop. And our job here is just to stay alive. How's the morale for the enemy doing? Enemy's losing ground. They can still put up resistance in isolated areas. Cool. Alright, here we go. What the heck is going on with this map? It's our turn to deploy. We're deploying south down here. Look at all this. Look at that map. I think we might be okay here. We're just gonna park our sweet little selves down here in these woods. Distribute our forces a bit. Wasp. And I think we're just gonna start hitting done for 12 rounds. Let's see if they have anything that's... Well, this thing will never get to us. It's a manticore. We got a cicada, lumberjack, sentinel, hunchback, tank. This was a rifleman. It's a warhammer. And then a bunch of stuff in the corner. Looks like it's a shadowhawk, wyvern, and blackjack. So those can jump. I think most of those can jump. There's probably some models of the blackjack that can't actually jump. But I don't think we have to really worry about the enemy. We're sitting done. We can speed through this. I mean, is it a turning point? It's not a turning point mission, but we'll take it. We'll take a free win. Yep, the enemy's getting all bogged down and stuff. Good luck getting through those swamps. We're just going for turn 12. That's all we have to do. We picked a pretty good... Boy, I would be so irritated trying to... if we were the ones chasing on this map. But we've had some really bad maps for our tactics and our scenarios. So it's about time that we get some good maps to help us out, to actually give us the advantage. We've done a lot of city fighting, and I feel like we'll be doing some more. The Grand Dragon's out of commission for a little while. I think it needs some parts, like an arm or something. Pretty sure it lost its PPC arm during that last city fight. But other than that, we'll be doing some fighting here in this next mission. It looks like another city fight, so be prepared for another long episode. Wouldn't mind there being a world map where it's less urban and more out in the open, so you can maneuver and use your mechs as they were meant to be used. And again, we're just skipping our movement, forcing them to come to us. They're still trapped up there. The only goal is to survive. We're keeping them in line of sight. We know they're there. We've scouted their force. They're trying to come get us, and we're saying, not today. Just 2 more rounds. About another, I don't know, 30 seconds of this stuff, probably. Probably. Okay. Round done. New round. This is round 11. We just have to get through this round, then get through the next, and we're good to go. No shots fired. And it's not like we would maintain control of the battlefield anyway, so killing stuff doesn't matter. Especially with our armor shortage. All right, we're done. Let's hit victory. And there we go. We're done. The enemy retains control. All of our stuff is in pristine condition. We just chilled out. Sentinel somehow killed itself. That wasn't us. We preserved our units, and we get a successful mission. And hey, these mech warriors get involved in combat technically, so give them some experience. Let's go to the next day. Go to the personnel market. Veteran vessel pilot. MekTech. We'll take a regular MekTech, please. And we're going to hire a regular doctor too while we're at it. And yep, that's it. We still don't have the armor. Let's see, we need to keep on scouting. So let's deploy our hover lance over here to scout that one last hex. This breakthrough mission, I think it said as specific squats. That's Charlie Lance. Is that one with the Grand Dragon in it? It is not. That would be Baker, I think. Yeah, it's the maneuver lance. So we have to deploy Charlie Lance into this. Yep, into that breakthrough. So Charlie Lance, go. Commit. We are out battle valued. And so it's going to come down to the enemy is going to control the field. So it's going to come down to just killing off 50% of their forces, probably, because I don't see how the heck we're going to get half the unit, half the lance across the field. Mech head has arrived. Personnel market updates. HR. We'll hire another HR person. We're at 450 personnel. Should be 470. There we go. And one more day. We don't have any armor to fix this grasshopper. That would be great if we did. Of course, it's already deployed. No, it's not. It's actually in the other. Sorry, it's in Bakerlands, the Maneuverlands, I think. Yes, it is. And the pilot is wounded. So we're going to advance another day. No armor has arrived yet. That scenario has arrived. What about this personnel market? Mechanic? We'll hire both of these mechanics, as a matter of fact. And that's good enough. We needed mechanics. We were hurting for mechanics. Okay. These are our prisoners. Can we recruit any of these? No, I remember we had one in here that was a weapons specialist. Gunnery missile, there it is. This is the one that's missing limbs. I don't think we can recruit them. Not sure. We've got a lot of children in the unit as well, dependents and children. So we're gonna have like future personnel available to us. All right, let's do this. No more dilly-dallying around. So we're starting south. The goal is to get north with 50% of our units, and there are 6, so we'd have to get through with 3. It's probably the Ostrach, the 2 Centurions, but I don't know. I have a feeling we're just going to end up fighting. Dense, city dense. It's a pretty narrow map. And we have this Ostrach that has to go with us. Little allied unit there. Although, one thing we could do is, looks like we have 3 main thoroughfares here, first, second, and third. We could stack up our heavy stuff on the right. So that here's the Manticore. Here's the Atlas. Here's the Crusader. Then here's the Ostrach, the borrowed Ostrach. And then what if we, let's see, we could throw our Ostrach over here on the left, at the far left, and the Centurion, and another Centurion. So we've stacked up the center here. Well, I guess it's not really center. Well, it's the right hand avenue. We've stacked it up with all of our big threats. They have a hunchback. So this is the regular hunchback. They have a tornado. That's a Hetzer. So it's 2 AC-20s right there. Actually, that's a AC-10 Hetzer. That looks like a Warhammer and a Vedette tank. That's another Hetzer with the, I can't even see what weapon it has. But that's a Thunderbolt. That's another Warhammer. That's a Dervish, and this is a Blackjack. And if we don't maintain control of the field, yeah. So we can either run away or just deal damage. So let's see what we do. We're going to move the Manticore up. Going to move up this Ostrach to right here. What kind of weapons? He's a 4/5, and he's got, okay. So it's a weird Ostrach with an LRM-5 on it. We can move up the Atlas, the Crusader, and then up the side we can move some other equipment. And we're gonna have basically everything shooting down this lane. So next turn, I think I'm gonna like back up some of these mechs into the side streets. All right, Manticore. What is that? That is a Vedette. That is the Hunchback. All right, I guess we'll shoot at the Hunchback first. And let's save that weapon order. And then we got a couple of large lasers. We'll fire off one. Centurion's got nothing going on over there. Same for that one. But let's move up the LRMs like that. We'll save the weapon order. And I think we're just going to fire off one at that Hetzer, one LRM-15. We are still at fairly long range. And I've got large lasers. I'm going to fire it at the Hetzer, this LRM-15. It has the best chance. And I guess we can do both or just one large laser. Trying to reorder my weaponry. And we'll fire the AC-10. All right. Well, we're trading some shots for some shots. Needed a 10, rolled a 10. No physicals. All right. Now, how do we... there'll be some enemy recon mechs deploying southwest. So that's going to be an annoyance. So how do we lure... How do we string them out? I think we do it like this by going like that. Just kind of pull them in a little bit. We can back up. I don't want to get the Hetzer trapped, so we're going to retreat like this. The Atlas. What are they doing? It's going to back up like this. Crusader is going to waddle over here. Just get out of this killing zone here. And we're gonna get this. We're gonna actually, we have to fight. We do have to fight because I don't want to get my mechs halfway up here and they're gonna run over here and start shooting me in the back as I go. Because they do have some maneuverable forces at their disposal. And the Ostrok's gonna zip up this way. Zoom, zoom. And nobody's shooting at anyone. If we can get them to come at us a couple at a time like this, then that will be good. Alright, there's these mechs deploying now. I think they're a little bit junky. That's a trooper mech and a carbine. Alright. Let's get the Ostrok moving this way. Need a 4. Cool. So he'll deal with that. The Centurion is going to come down here and not do anything because that you can't actually see. But we can get the Ostrok up here. Ooh, okay. Get the Ostrok right here. We can get the... What can we do? We can turn the Manticore around. Yeah, why not? And then the Atlas doesn't want to get shot in the back. What kind of weapons does this thing have? Prototype rocket launchers. So we're going to just turn the Atlas like this. We're going to back up the Centurions down here. Going to back up like this. And then the Crusader, he'll be able to twist and fire some alarms down that way. So we'll skip movement with him. Alright, let's do some shooting. Large lasers. Want to give them both barrels of large lasers. And then this thing here. These industrial mechs. They're not that useful overall. They're pretty prone to getting schwacked, as a matter of fact. But at the same time, they are decent for distracting people. So this guy's a 5.6. He's not that great, but he does have the AC-20 on there. He needs 7s. That's going to suck. Okay, I should have moved or something. That's going to hurt. And the Atlas can twist. And get the big guns. We'll throw an SRM-4 in there to make it painful. All right, the carbine's down. The trooper's down. The AC-20 missed the Crusader, so we'll take that little bit of luck right there. We destroyed the stabilizer on the Vedette, so that'll hurt them later on. This is the Vedette, right? Yeah. All right. No physicals. All right, so we immediately destroyed the enemy recon reinforcements. And then they're at 98%. We need to get them down to 50. And remember, we get no rewards, like no salvage for this. So I'm going to back up like this. I'm going to just go down here and turn the Crusader is going to yeah, so it looks like we got some nice distraction happening up here. So I'm going to move the Centurion like this to get a basic movement modifier. This other one will follow. The enemy is committing on this Awestruck here. They're putting a lot of forces in. What is that? That's a Blackjack. So it's AC-2s with 4 medium lasers. And it's got max armor. Well, not max armor, but it's got good armor. So we're going to just turn around and go this way. No running on pavement. We're going to back up the Centurion like this. We're going to, I think I'm going to leave this Atlas right here because he can kick the crap out of this. Yeah, we're going to, actually he'll have a way easy shot on me. Well, it's an Atlas. It's designed to take hits. That's what Edge is for. If he headshots me. Fire. Sort of dump everything into him, even 11s. And then the Centurions have no target, which is fine. They represent a potential flanking force there. And then we're going to hit the Hunchback with some SRMs. Meerkat's running away. This is going to hurt if he lands the AC. I mean, we got lucky once with the AC-20 missing, so I can't complain too much. Okay, yep, he hit me right torso. Still got 12 armor remaining, so that's not too bad. And he took a couple engine hits in exchange. So he's going to be running hot. And then maybe I can get lucky and can I punch him? How many? Just one hand. Let's take a look at his armor scheme. I'll be kicking him in the left leg, so he will lose the leg if I kick it. It's gone. He's down. Andy's at 18 heat. He shut down. So I think the Ostrok will come over and finish that off. So let's bring in the Ostrok. We're going to run him. Nope, he fell down. Okay. Good job. The Crusader is going to back up. Gets a basic movement modifier by doing that. And then the Hunchback ejected. The Manticore is going to back up. The Atlas is going to back up. No movement modifier, but take whatever we can get. The Ostrok's going to zoom down this way. He's done his job of peeling off some enemy forces for us. And now, how do I want to do this? I think I'm going to select the second Centurion and walk him up here like this. And then the other one, walk him up like this. We'll have some shots on these guys at the intersection up here. Yeah, he ejected. That pilot is hurting. Skip. Skip. All right. So who do we want to shoot? There's a Dervish and there's a Vedette. I think the Dervish is the bigger threat. Dervishes are not exactly renowned for their armor. So let's put some shots into them. All right. And hopefully if, enemy forces keep on focusing down towards these Centurions, we can pop the Atlas, the Manticore, and the Crusader out down here and give them a little bit of crossfire. Because we've successfully pulled a lot of this long-range weaponry into this other lane here. So it's no longer just like a shooting gallery down this main road. It's bought us a couple of turns at least. All right, Manticore's going to roll up here. Ostrok's going to get up and scurry forward. There you go. Good job, buddy. The Centurion, or the Crusader, can run down here. The Atlas can do the same. And turn. And then the Ostrok can go like this and just turn around. And then these Centurions are in a little bit of trouble. Actually, this lane's clear now, so I can back this one up to here. What is that down at the end here? What is that? That is a scavenger map, so I'm not too worried about that. We're going to back up the Centurion, and they're going to focus on probably the Dervish again. Meanwhile, we got this Warhammer right here. Hit him with everything we got. I think. Actually, we're gonna focus the Vedette this turn. It's just easier numbers. Not very much easier, but I don't think these Centurion pilots are very good. And then I can twist and put some medium lasers into this fella. And some machine guns. This gives me a turn to cool the Centurion down. I'm going to shoot back up that road, needing 12s. And then the Atlas with the AC-10 the large laser, both large lasers, and the SRM 4-pack. Because Warhammers are good, but they're not spectacular as far as taking damage. They don't have, they're good damage dealers, but they can be a little bit of a glass cannon with how little armor they have in some locations. We'll take a look at that Warhammer in a minute here. Enemies at 85%. So let's take a look at the Warhammer. You can see he's already weak all over. Pretty much any location that's already been hit can ruin his day. We're gonna back up the Manticore so it doesn't get kicked if that Warhammer gets back on its feet. This Awestruck can turn like this. No, actually the Atlas is going to... Atlas is actually kind of long range with the large lasers and the LRMs. So he actually pairs up really well with the Manticore. And then, alright, I can move the Awestruck up like this to threaten the Scavenger Mech and chase it back around the corner. It's just Blackjack. It's jumping around up there. And then this Dervish, I think I will run up on top of it like this. He's going to turn it. He's going to run and hide somewhere so I can't shoot him. And this is a Blackjack. Yeah. So I'm going to back up the Centurion to support the Awestruck there. Oh, wow, he got... Okay, well, that's fine. Nothing else in this lane other than... What is this down here? Stalker. Ooh, that's a good mech. Okay, then I can just... What can I do? I can just turn around. Alright, so it's just the Atlas and a Stalker there, so they're both out of each other's range. And so is the Manticore basically can't shoot either, so we're gonna go with one half of our weaponry on the Awestruck. We're going to, I think we're just gonna focus on this SRM carrier. It needs 12s to hit us, so let's try to kill it now while we can. I didn't realize they had an SRM carrier. That's kind of outrageous. The Crusader can unload with a medium laser, and the SRMs. I do like the SR. Actually, no. Well, yeah, we'll fire the SRMs. The Awestruck's also shooting at him, so there's a chance we'll knock a hole in his armor somewhere. And then we'll give them one half of this Awestruck's weaponry. I'm 1 over. This will put me 4 over. That's fine. Then the Atlas, again, just like the Manticore, can't quite reach. All right, well, that's unfortunate. They're firing tandem charges at that Centurion, so he's going down. Nope, he stayed on his feet with a gyro hit. Amazing. He's about to get kicked. I'll skip attacks. Can't do anything except get kicked. That is very... Dude, an SRM carrier with tandem charges is ridiculous. Alright, let's kick him. Dervish missed a kick and fell down. Cool. We're blowing through all of our 9 lives here. SRM carrier. He didn't even take any damage. Jeez. Okay, well, let's back up the Awestruck. Just get away from that corner where all this stuff can come around. The Jeez, I don't want to go anywhere near that SRM carrier. The Crusader can walk forward like this and get a movement modifier. Now he's blocking. Well, he's not completely blocking, but Manticore can go like that and kind of use the Crusader as like a guard against getting pushed by the Warhammer. The Centurion's going to push up to right here, block in that Dervish. And then, well, we don't have a lot of options here. I can push up with the Atlas, but then I'm going to get pummeled with SRMs. So instead, I'm going to push the friendly Ostruck up to this intersection. And this Centurion really needs to get out of here. Turn like, well, he's overheated. He took an engine hit. Oh, oh, this is so ugly. Okay, the Atlas is going to move forward 3. Okay, well, all the SRMs are in the front of this thing, so I can move right here and turn. That's running with a gyro hit. I'll move right here. Okay, what a scary proposition, that Dervish. Let's try and put some shots into this SRM carrier, please. We have to kill it. It's so deadly. Like the SRMs, they're whatever usually. But with the tandem charges, so if you've never played tandem charges, the tandem charges on SRMs, they basically every hit has a chance. It's a through armor crit, basically. Every hit. So we're gonna go with 2 medium lasers and an SRM pack, plus the machine guns. Want to leave 1 leg available for kicking. And now we have some forces up at the top there. Like I said, they're going to come around that corner. But this Ostruck's job is to slow them down, distract them. And then the Atlas. I think I'm just going to contribute to killing this Warhammer. Just get it out of the way now. Okay, well, the crew's stunned on the SRM carrier. And it's dead. Oh, thank goodness. Oh, it's firing smoke at it. Look at all this smoke. It's crazy. I don't know why it would even do that. The Warhammer is still going strong. Alright, well, he's about to get booted by a Centurion. Let's trade kicks here with the Dervish. Let's trade kicks with the, not Centurion, the Crusader. Gosh. And then, alright. So the Warhammer is down. He fell, landed on his ammo. The Scavenger mech, uh, he's a 4-legged mech, so he's a quad, so he's probably going to stay on his feet. Yeah, there he is. He's okay. He needed 4s. Even with a foot and lower leg injury, or actuator injury, what I'm talking about. All right, 58%. We just need to kill 8% more of the enemy, and we'll be able to leave. We'll be done. All right, this Manticore, it is a boss. It's got a great movement profile. We'll move the Crusader. We'll move this Ostrak. We'll move. Oh, I think he ejected. Yeah, I think he ejected out of there. We'll back up the Ostrak here and face him north so you can shoot up this way here. And the Atlas, if I move him now, the enemy's just going to hide, I think. But I can go like this. Go 3. Yeah, see they're hiding, so we don't have a shooting lane down here. They're being a little bit defensive. I'm going to keep walking this guy this way. Just keeping him behind buildings as much as I possibly can. This is a Thunderbolt? Yes, it is. And then the Dervish can actually just jump whenever he wants. So we're going to back up the Centurion like so, and trade some shots with that Blackjack. What happened here? He jumped, and something happened. He must have been jumping with a bad actuator. Oh no, my Centurion. He's about to get kicked. Well, we just have to pray for the best here. Done. Oh, this is so ugly. Also, the problem is if he gets kicked, whatever, he'll fall over. The pilot's going to get shaken around in there. Is that a good pilot? 5.5, not particularly. Not a particularly great pilot. And the Crusader has nothing to shoot at. The Ostrak can twist and shoot there on 9s. We'll fire off both of them. Just on the off chance we can actually hit. We need to deal enough damage to... If we can kill the Dervish, I think that's the 8% kick. If I miss my kick, he's going to fall down to the gyro, but he's going to get kicked anyway, so let's just do it. And skip. We're not kicking down the buildings here. There's no need for all that. Yep, there goes the Centurion. He's getting shaken around in there like a... Oh, of course he missed his kick. He's getting shaken around in there like a rock in a tin can. Weren't they at 58% just a minute ago? Anyhow. Oh gosh, what can I do with my Centurion? I can try to retreat him off the table. I can at least stand him up. Let's get up and face north. Can you do it? Can you? Nope. Okay. He's taken another hit. So let's eject him. He's ejecting into a building. Whatever, bud. Dead pilot. Okay, that's fine. We're going to move our Ostrak over here. Yeah. As a 5.5 pilot. We're going to... Remember, this Dervish can jump. We're going to back our Centurion up as much as he can go. Fight with his LRMs in the AC5, AC10. See, this is just unfortunate. Because the enemy is hiding so much. Like, it's not even a fight anymore. It's hide and seek now. And go like this. And we'll back up and turn like that. Yeah, the pilot's dead. Sorry, bud, but what are we going to do with you anyhow? Let's twist. Least we'll have a little bit of shots on that Thunderbolt. We'll have some shots at this Dervish is down here. It's tens. It's not great. Is this not a great pilot either? I think it's a 4 or 5 or something. Skip. Let's unload on the Dervish. We will overheat a bit to do it. We're going to twist and shoot into the back of this Dervish with our big guns. And I guess I can throw the LRM in there. It will overheat me this turn, but the enemy's hiding from me anyhow, so Dervish is down. Skip. Let's kick. Skip. And my Manticore is locked. That's unfortunate. So his turret's going to be pointing to the right, kind of downwards from now on. Oh no, no, it's not. Okay, it's only locked during that one phase. Okay, he took a motive hit, so he's down 1 movement point. Tell you what I can do. I can move this Atlas over here. No, I can't. He's overheated. But I can move the Awestruck over here and keep that T-Bolt from running away. He has only 2 places he can go. Can I do the same with this Crusader? No, I can't share a hex. What am I talking about? Looks like the Dervish is gone. Let's back up the Awestruck like this. We might be at 50%. We may have destroyed 50% of their forces. I'm going to walk the Centurion forward. Just sinking initiative at this point. I'm going to walk the Atlas forward into, well, he's a slow boy, so we'll run him forward a little bit. Are these AC-20s? LRM-15 on that Hetzer and a AC-10 on the Hetzer. So that's something I'm willing to fight. Get the Crusader in there too. All right, Dervish is down. Let's see, who do we care about? I don't know which one is which. I'll fire at the one that has less armor, so 91. And we will slap box with this Thunderbolt. And nothing to shoot north for the Centurion. The Crusader is going to fire at this one here with my LRMs. Yes, both LRM packs. Done. And we will punch each other up here a little bit, me and the Blackjack. There we go. And then the Atlas. Well, he can't do much, but he's sweating right now. He's just a fat guy trying to jog. Man, then my Awestruck is just taking multiple head hits at this point. Anti-TSM. Kick each other. And skip. Alright, anyone down? No one down. How are we looking here? 54%. Anti-TSM. What is that? Is that anti-triple strength Myanmar smoke? Like, I know that the Federated Suns tricked the Capellans at one point into having triple strength Myanmar that would burn in the presence of like a certain type of smoke or chemical or something. I wonder if that's what that is. Let's walk the Crusader forward a little bit. We'll move the Manticore forward a little bit. Well, these things are going to run away, I'm sure. We're going to back the Awestruck. Oh, we're going to back the Awestruck up down here. We're going to back the Centurion up right here. If this Blackjack's smart, he'll jump into. Yep, that's exactly where he went. Okay. And then everyone else is just running away. So this Awestruck is going to just chill out right here and force the T-Bolt to keep fighting. All right, so no targets here. No targets for our main force. But we can keep on fighting right here. Done. Nothing. Well, LRMs up there. And nothing. And just all of these weapons here. I need to deal a few more percentage points of damage to their force. Let's take a look at his armor schematic. So he is vulnerable. Not really. He's not vulnerable to really anything. So let's just kick him. Easy kicks. Kick. And I would love to get my Atlas into play, but the enemy is being very smart and avoiding it. The Blackjack goes down. So no jumping for the Blackjack. And we're already an hour into this. My gosh, these city fights are horrendous. All right. Let's walk the Atlas forward a little bit further. And we'll move the Manticore. We'll back the Manticore up like this. And we will walk the Crusader a little bit forward like this. The Awestruck is taking some pretty good damage, but he's still kind of going. He can't take many more. He can't take any more kicks. So I'm going to back him up, just get him out of line of sight. And the Manticore will be able to shoot down this way. All right, Centurion's just going to go here and face tank. Same thing for this guy here. We're just face tanking. Mainly because we have him trapped. Done. No attacks. We do want to preserve our, preserve our ally when we can. We do want to play it realistically. Like we don't want to just sacrifice a dude for no reason. Especially when it's one of our employer mechs. All right. We're going to overheat a bit here, but it's worth it to try to knock this Blackjack down. And then we're going to just dump on this poor little Hetzer. Well, the Awestruck takes a hit to the lower leg. He's probably going to go down. The Blackjack falls, loses his leg. The Awestruck goes down. Thunderbolt down. Blackjack down. Skip. We're going to give him a kick. Skip. We're going to give him a kick. Is that thing, did it just not take damage? Well, let's do it. Wow, still going, huh? Not even a chance at a critical hit there? Oh, hang on. Let's check the round report. Enemy is at 47%, so we have won. That's it. We have won. And do we maintain control of the battlefield? No. So that's all we needed to do is get to the edge of the map or destroy 50%. We'll take it. The enemy retreats. And the blackjack would not have stood up any. I don't think he would have stood up anyhow. No, he's still on the ground. All right, done. And we don't need any more information than what we have. Centurion is inoperable. All because I ejected it. And this is a mission where we don't maintain control of the. Okay. He can't even crawl to the edge of the battle. Oh well, we lost the Centurion. And the pilot is dead and gone. So the carbine mech was destroyed by the Ostrak, right? Yeah, it was destroyed by the Ostrak. The SRM carrier was destroyed by the Crusader. No, it was destroyed by the Manticore. The Dervish was destroyed by our Ostrak. The Blackjack, he's down due to either the Centurion or the Ostrak. We'll just give it to the Ostrak, I guess. Scavenger mech went down to one of the Centurions. Which one was getting kills? So it's number one then. Yeah, so it's the one that was over there fighting against the troopers. So it was number one. And the Hunchback went down to Odin. I think it went down to the Atlas. And the pilot we didn't kill. So we didn't reach the north, but we did destroy 50% of the enemy. We'll take it. So this pilot gets paid out because you know they're leaving the unit. And now we're down a mech. Personnel market updated. What about unit market update? Did we get any at the new? Oh, at the beginning of the month, I didn't check that. Hmm. Interesting. There's a Phoenix Hawk. That'd be a nice replacement for the Centurion, but it's 110% price. Partisan tank with AC5s. Not much armor on it though. However, it does have. I ordered a partisan. It has the anti-air targeting, maximum heavy hover transport, scimitar medium tank. Don't like the AC5. If it had some more SRMs or something, like I don't like the mix of weapons on that because it's not doing very much damage with AC5. So long range. There's no point in staying far out. There's no point in closing because it just has a couple of SRM2s. Pegasus. Oh, I would love to get that, but it's black market. Not too likely to get it. Manticore heavy tank, 115% market value. Black market champion, black market Raven 1X. Oh well. We'll pick up a rifleman, but no armor on those things. What about a wyvern? 464 with a large laser and an LRM-10. It's kind of like having a Centurion with a little bit less armor. You know what? We're gonna buy that wyvern, and we're gonna aim to replace. Let's see. Do we have anything that's not assigned? Partisan heavy tank is not assigned, and then these hover tank. Yeah, these hover tanks are not assigned. So we're going to slip the partisan into Charlie Lance here. There we go. And that'll give us some anti-air firepower in there anyhow. Now we have to try to repair this mess that we have here. So parts needed reports. Looks like we might have everything we need. We don't have armor. So Grand Dragon, let's replace this arm. And we have to wait for our mechs to come back. So do we have any missions lined up? We don't. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and end the video here, and I will do the repair work and wait until another mission gets generated. I'll also be shopping the personnel market. And also, I'll have to keep on trying to scout this map out a little bit. So I'll probably do like a few days worth of whatever and do the repairs, and then I'll be seeing you next time. Appreciate you for being here.